Yo quiero mango, todo el año quiero mango.
Global Mango Jam, welcome again. Now we're finally going to get along into making fruit pulp. This time with mangoes. First things first is to wash your fruit very well. I do use soap. It has a smooth skin, resistant to soap, so the mango is possible. You can do the same with apples or pears or a lot of different fruits with a nice, strong, and smooth skin. First step is to cut with your clean mango. Cut off the top. The top generally holds a lot of microbes and bacteria and stuff, and it's best to just get rid of it. We're also going to throw our tops and later the pits into a bucket and save it to make compost later. This will go to compost. I'm now cutting off the stained parts and any damaged pieces I might see, inspecting the fruit as I go. You don't have to peel the fruit. It will stay in the colander when we go to the next step of straining it after liquefying this fruit. Now you cut your mango in half in line with the mango, which it takes a little practice if you're not used to it, but it's not so hard once you figure out what the mango really looks like. I do remove all the flesh from the mango, and then I cut small pieces, or medium pieces really, just to facilitate the liquefying. All right, we're gonna put these in the blender now and cut one more just to show again how the process is to cut your mangoes away from the pip, all right? This one did have a lot of flesh on the other side. It's great. So, cut small pieces and fill the blender. We're going to continue filling the blender until it's about 3/4 full. Add a little bit of potable water and liquefy the stuff. With the blender 3/4 of the way full with cut fruit, we're going to fill about halfway up the level of the fruit with potable water just to facilitate the blending, right? After that, we're going to use a simple strainer or colander, nice and strong, to strain out the fiber and the skins from the mango and fill up our cooking pot. This should be stainless steel if you've got it. Ready? Let's go. Okay, now here we are in laboratory mode. I've got a face mask on because I'm speaking over the surfaces that we're working on. Very important. If I'm working alone, I don't bother because I just keep my mouth closed. Now, we've got our fruit pulp that's been strained already in a stainless steel pot, boiling, roiling boil for 5 full minutes with the same ladle that we're going to be using to fill the jars. The jars also have been boiling for 15 minutes. I'm going to show you with a simple stainless steel knife that is quite hot. I've got a good resistance. But you just lift it carefully out, get rid of your liquid, and set it down on your clean surface and ready to go. I'll take out another. Carefully take out the water. Don't get it on yourself. And don't touch anything inside of those jars. Same thing with your lids. They're not so hot. They're a lot less hot than you might think. Get off the excess water. Set aside very carefully. I know it didn't seem careful, but nothing's going to get in that. As long as we use it within a couple of minutes, there we're good. With we're going to sterilize this to help us get in with a funnel our fruit pulp that's already ready to go. In 30 seconds, we need to leave that on the surface so that it does do its work. I'm going to shake off the excess while it's drying a bit. 30 seconds needs to pass while I'm mixing. I'm going to put it into our jar, and then while it's still ripping hot, we don't want it to lose any of its temperature, we're going to fill all the way to the very top of the lid. Because this is a hot canning process, we're not going to boil it again. We need it to be super hot while we're doing this. Fill it as much as you possibly can to the very top like that. Set this in your next one ready to go and top it right away. Put it on firmly, flip it over so the air traps inside and it creates its own vacuum, and move on to the next. We'll do one more. Very simple. It's just fill to the very, very top. While it's very, very hot, and then put the cap on. Once it is secured, you flip it over, the air trap's inside, and we are ready to go. Now we're going to label and store our pulps now that they've been canned. I always write with a permanent marker, a simple permanent marker, no brand is specific. Today's date. Here in Colombia, we write the 22nd of the 4th month of the year 2020, and I'm going to put mango pulp to just notate what it is. I have a lot of things that I save in the house, so I need to keep things labeled just in case I can't remember what happens to be in each container. Now, to store these pulps or any other conserves of this nature or for long term, you're going to want to store them in a cool, dark area. They'll last for at least 1 year. We've had tests of up to 2.5 years with the same process, and the juice made with this pulp is fantastic. There's nothing more to be said. Enjoy your canned fruit pulp. Further on in these episodes, we'll talk about many more uses for the pulp and other uses of fresh mango, as well as many other fruits. Remember that this process is not just for mango, but for nearly any fruit there is. Give us a like. Share these videos with all your friends, family, and contacts around the world, and enjoy. Bye-bye.
Todo el año quiero mango, mango maduro, mango pintón, mango biche con limón, porque mango hay un montón, mango maduro, mango.